It is Monday, March 28th in the NBA, and I'm back with my best picks of the day. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. Short recap from yesterday, a 2-2 day. We had Patrick Beverley, our best bet of the day, under 10.5 points, cash in that one, and we added Draymond Green under 19.5 PRAs, and he cashed that for us as well. We did have DeAndre Ayton under 10.5 rebounds, and I believe we got 2 rebounds in the last, 60, 70 seconds to go over, and then Karl Anthony Towns had no interest in rebounding yesterday. But either way, the leans did pretty well too. Unfortunately, we can't count leans towards our record, but I wish we could because those leans did very well yesterday. We're going to keep this train moving. March has a couple more days left, and we got maybe 7 or 8 games left for each team in the NBA season. We're going to keep getting after it. If you're new to the channel, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button down below. We're almost at 29,000 subscribers, less than 250 away. We appreciate all the new people joining the community. Hit that like button too, and shout out again to our COS All-Stars. We can't do it without you guys. If you want to become an All-Star, click the join button on the channel, number 1, or 2, click the link in the description. That helps you become an All-Star and help support the channel. My last note, shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring us. It's a great place to bet player prop parlays, and I'm going to post a player prop parlay tonight on Twitter at Calling Our Shot. Make sure you're following us there. Essentially, you sign up using the link in the description or code COS, and you deposit $100. You get a free $100 to play with, to place parlays on. It's a great deal, super easy to use, and a super cool app that I use pretty often today. So we're going to keep getting after it, and definitely check it out. The link is in the description, or use code COS when you sign up. And like I said, you'll get a free $100 when you deposit another $100. It's a great tip. Now, my last note, I meant to say last note in the last one, our daily video is now available on every major podcast platform. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, you name it. If you just go and type in Calling Our Shot, or you use the link tree in the description, you can go download the podcast and listen on your ride to work or whatever you guys are doing. We appreciate it if you want to go download it, give us a good rating, and it would definitely help us out. The link's in the description in case you want to download the podcast, or it's really just the daily videos uploaded to podcast form. Either way, let's waste no more time. Let's get in the best bet of the day. We got out to snide yesterday with Pat Bev. Today we are rolling with the man on my shirt, Nikola Jokic, the Joker. We're taking his over 47.5 PRAs, minus 113 on Barstool. Now, before we start getting into analysis, if you need an individual line, really like his points and his rebounds today. I think I'm kind of 50-50 on both of those. You'll understand why. And then if you needed to take it up to 48.5, fine with that as well. Now here we got Jokic and the Nuggets on the road taking on the Hornets. And as you know, Jokic is the center taking on the Hornets. Do I need to say any more analysis? Probably not. But yesterday, I really regretted not taking Andre Drummond's over. And it was like 23.5, and he had 20 points and 17 rebounds. Absolutely crushing his line. Won't make that same mistake again, as the Hornets have given up the most points plus rebounds to opposing centers all season long. Now, Jokic played them earlier this season, I believe back in December. 29 points, 21 rebounds, and 5 assists for 55 PRAs. Shot 13 for 34 from the field, which it's honestly terrible for him. And like Jokic coming off a 35-point, 12 rebound, and 8 assist effort against the Thunder. Another team not very good at defending opposing centers. Nuggets are fighting hard for playoff seeding right here, and so are the Hornets. Currently, the Nuggets sitting as a 6th seed in the Western Conference, only a game and a half above the Minnesota Timberwolves. Obviously, once you drop from the 6th to the 7th seed, you got to go into the play-in games, and you could potentially not even make the playoffs or get into a series against another team. So obviously, should be a close game. It projects to be that, as the Nuggets are 3.5-point favorites. I do know the Hornets are not good on back-to-back, so I lean the Nuggets to cover this one, but it should be close. To over-under sitting at 232.5 points, very high for a Nuggets game. And Jokic is averaging 49.5 PRAs per game in March in the 13 games. I believe he's gone over in 7 of them, under in 6 of them. I think he gets it done in a great matchup for him against this Hornets team. Now, we did see his game logs against them isn't necessarily the best. I believe he had a triple-double in like the 3rd quarter in one of their most recent matchups last season. I believe he piles it up, piles the points and the rebounds up just like every single other center. The assist line's only 7.5. If you want to just take points plus rebounds, don't mind that, but I'll just do the PRA line. I think Jokic will get it done as the best bet of the day. We'll take his over 47.5 PRAs. Now, moving on to my next guy, COS Hall of Famer, Dejante Murray. We're taking his over 40.5 PRAs, minus 122 on FanDuel. Now, like I said, we're running it back with the COS Hall of Famer. The last time he was on the channel, we did take his under, and he barely hit it for us, or he barely ruined the bet for us. But still, he's made us a ton of money all season long, and today he's taking on the Houston Rockets. Now, in 3 matchups versus Houston this season, which came all before the trade deadline, he had 37, 34, and 53 PRA. So sure, he's only gone over this line in 1 of the 3 games. 2 of the games were blowouts, which is always a concern with the Houston Rockets game. And one of the games he They'll have 34 PRAs, only play like 25 minutes as opposed to his normal 35, 36 minutes he normally plays. And all the 3 games were with Derek White in the lineup. Derek White obviously no longer on the team. He's the Boston Celtic. Now, we look at Murray. He's coming off a bad shooting game against Herb Jones, who's the straight jacket, clamped him up. He went 4 for 19 shooting from the field. Still managed 39 PRAs. He had a triple-double, I believe 15, 11, and like 13 assists or something like that. And I think he's going to bounce back and play better today. Now, he's going to shoot the ball a ton. So what he's been doing the past since the All-Star break, since they got rid of Derek White, and the Spurs suddenly are in the playoff position. They're in the playoff picture as they're only a game behind the Lakers. I don't know what the Lakers are doing, but that's irrelevant. The Spurs have a chance to make the playoffs. And while they won't make any noise, they aren't going to be the We Believe Warriors days, but it would still be cool for a young team like the Spurs to make the playoffs if they can do it. Coach Pop is going to push this team, and he's going to have to play Dejante Murray a lot of minutes if they're going to do it. Now, they are only 6.5-point favorites over the Rockets, so the sportsbooks do expect the Rockets to keep it close. I think they can do that. The over-under is going to be super high. Why? Because the Spurs, third fastest pace in the league. Rockets said, yeah, no, we're first fastest. They both teams play super fast, over under 237 points. Not a surprise whatsoever. And look, the Spurs got a tough 4-game schedule to end their season with teams like the Warriors, who honestly haven't been so tough recently, and then the Grizzlies, the Mavericks, the Timberwolves. They need to win these games. Dejante should get his normal 35-plus minutes, and I think he gets it done. We're taking his over 40.5 PRAs. He's a COS Hall of Famer for a reason. Now, I will note, this line could change because really, we only have lines on FanDuel and PointsBet at the moment. So if the line goes to 40.5 with a little less juice, I'm not worried about it. We'll see what sharper books have because that will kind of determine the lines that we get in the future. So I'd still love Dejante Murray. We're taking his over regardless. So let's now, the rest of the time in the video, I want to talk about some leans. And so I have to do a little bit of like I said, the leans did really well yesterday. And these aren't official plays. These are just things I really like. And I might not have a line for, or maybe I just don't want to force too many plays into a game. Obviously, we haven't had the greatest stretch in March. So you don't want to, if you're not do it on a hot streak, or even on a cold streak, you probably just still don't want to force too many plays. It's March in the NBA. Hard to bet. But as in all, I'm going to start with my spread lean. I like the Raptors minus the 3.5 points today. And like I said, these are just leans, so I'm not playing them, not official plays. But if I do have any official plays, they'll be in the pinned comment section down below. Now, as for the Raptors, very rare we do see the Celtics as underdogs, and maybe they're sitting some players today, or maybe just the Raptors. Maybe they're trying to rope you in on some Celtics money line plays. Either way, probably wouldn't play this until we officially see who's active for the Celtics. I mean, if the Celtics have everyone active, which I honestly think they will because they are on a back-to-back, but they're still fighting for the number 1 seed, then I think they have a good chance to win this one. But I think the books are being a little bit fishy here, making the Raptors big favorite, 3.5-point favorites. Both teams have been playing pretty well. I also like the under in this one. Both defenses playing at a high level. Obviously, the Raptors have really turned it on as of late after the All-Star break, and I think it's going to be hard for players to hit their overs and player props. So probably wouldn't target a lot of overs in that game. But if I had to target an under, it would be Jaylen Brown, under 3.5 assists. Now, naturally, we took his under, and he hit us with 5 assists against the Jazz. What did he do the next game yesterday? Yeah, best I could do is 2 assists. It's right on cue. Basically, if you take every play we lose, you play it the next time they play, probably hits about 99% of the time, as it has been doing basically the last 2 weeks. And that's just the nature of it, just a day early. But Brown doesn't seem to pass it on the road, and they are on the road today in Toronto against a tough defense. Brown gets a 3.5 assist line. Might see it on the pinned comment section down below. So definitely keep an eye on that. I probably will be leaning that under for him again. Now, a couple other plays I did like. Darius Garland, another COS Hall of Famer, over 24.5 points or over 9.5 points. I like both of them. He's hit both of them against the Magic in each matchup against them this season. I don't love that Caris LeVert was inserted into the starting lineup, but LeVert only shot 14 times. We've seen Garland shooting 22 times. If I'm going to call a spade, Garland has not honestly played that well over the last 5 to 10 games. Just the volume alone is carrying him over his lines, but he should be able to shoot pretty well against a Magic team that has no business playing defense. They say, it's too late in the season. We're tanking, trying to get a better draft pick. So that's the only concern here, is that the Cleveland Cavaliers are 10-point favorites. They're in a must-win game, as they've really been reeling since the All-Star break, and they need these wins. So I wouldn't be surprised if they blow out this Magic team, but still, that's the Magic. They normally keep games close because who the heck cares? They just are playing around, just having fun out there. Also be looking at Wendell Carter Jr. I'll be looking at his overs because I think he's back today. We've seen opposing centers light up this Magic team, and so wouldn't be surprising if Wendell Carter Jr. has a good game too, but looking at Darius Garland as well. Another couple guys, we're going to the Pacers-Hawks game. Tyree Salaburton, looking at his over. 9, well, I don't know his assist line. I imagine if I were to bet, money, it would be 9.5 assists today. Halliburton been great. Pacers are without Malcolm Brogdon today, who is resting or just tanking. And look, the line should be 9.5. He had 10 assists versus them earlier this season, 25 and 10 to be exact. And look, it's the Hawks team, doesn't play a whole lot of defense, doesn't play well on the road. And I think Halliburton should be able to get it done. It should be a close-ish game. I don't really know. The Pacers and Hawks are two hard teams to predict. You never really know what you're getting out of them. And then, obviously, on the other side of the ball, Trae Young. I like his over in points plus assists. In his last 5 games versus the Pacers, he's had 40-plus points and assists in all of them. I would have considered his assist line. The last time he played them, he had 47 points and 5 assists. Had no business passing the ball, but he had a double-digit assist in the other 4 or 5 straight games against his Pacers squad. So, absolutely destroying this team. Don't mind his overs, but we'll see exactly what lines we get for him. But like I said, I'm going to wait for lines, and I'll likely add an under, maybe or two. I can't really project a lot of unders early on in the video because then the sportsbook see me on an under and they put it even lower. So I'm not really going to do too much. Doubt Draymond Green plays today, or else I would take his under again. So either way, at the moment, our only 2 official plays, the Joker, over 47.5 PRAs, and Dejante Murray. We're taking his over 40.5 PRAs. Just the 2 plays. Check the pin comment later tonight or later this afternoon for a couple added plays. I guarantee you we have at least 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, who knows. And again, reminder again about PrizePicks. If you want to sign up using the link in the description or code COS, get a free $100 if you deposit $100. It's the best deal on earth besides becoming a COS All-Star. So we appreciate you guys. Let's have a great day. Let's get back in the winning columns. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.